Inshallah. Amen.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's another day, Saturday, the 16th of December 2017, and it's as usual, Mamfek are some few minutes past the usual time, and we are really sorry for the delay.
Mam Radio.
Last week we came to you with swine flu. That was it. We spoke about some of the issues concerning swine flu, and this week actually something happened, and that's what triggered this week's topic. I think a Muslim lady in Tamale with the name Ali Fataiya died as a result of breast cancer, and various organizations are coming out to create an awareness on this breast cancer issue. And today we as MAMFEC, as a public health, looking at some of the issues concerning the public, we also came out to talk about breast cancer. We just want to create an awareness on the issue of breast cancer. But before we start anything, this is the lady in question I'm talking about, the lady, our Muslim sister who died. This picture is quite offensive, let me put it that way, and we will just create our viewers' attention that it's such a scene that is not really good to, or it's not really a good scene, let me put it that way. But we just want to let our viewers see how serious breast cancer is. And this is the video, this is a picture I'm talking about, and this is our Muslim lady who died. This is how her situation became till she died. So this is what we are going to talk about today. And I have with me in the studio our sister Mariam, as usual, who is always around to help us educate our public on some of the issues of concern in our society. So like I stated, today we are talking about breast cancer. So before we start, I'll just let our sister come in with something small. She being in the health, or she being someone who has worked in a facility before, we would like her to start with what breast cancer, or let me say what cancer itself is. We will just let her talk about some of the facts concerning breast cancer. So our sister Mariam will start. So Sister Mariam will give us the head start with today's program by talking about some of the key facts, especially in Ghana here. So Sister Mariam, you can start. And viewers, it's Manfek time, sorry, and we would like that you all stay tuned to our radio and our TV as we start. We are starting like that, so we would like that.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Okay, as my sister said, today's topic is we're going to talk about breast cancer. And breast cancer deaths are high in Ghana with about 2009, right? 2,900 cases being diagnosed annually. At least 1 of 8 women with the disease die of breast cancer. And according to the World Health Organization, 2,000 Ghanaian women are diagnosed with breast cancer in the year 2012, and out of the number, about 1,000, representing 50% of the cases, died, showing an increasing danger of complication for women in Ghana and the whole of Africa. Someone may ask, what is breast cancer? And the little like I say is breast cancer starts when the cell in the breast begin to grow out of control. The cells usually form a tumor that can often be seen on an X-ray or felt as a lump. The tumor is malignant, that is malignant cancer. If the cells can grow into the surroundings or invade into the tissues or spread to the distant area of the body. Breast cancer occurs almost entirely in women, but men can get breast cancer too. So as I said, breast cancer is something that's something that involves the cells being overgrown in the system, and the cells in nearly any part of the body can become cancer and can spread to other areas. And I'll go on by teaching you where breast cancer starts. Breast cancer can start from different parts of the breast. Most breast cancer begin in the duct that carry milk to the nipple. That is the ductal cancer. Some start in the glands that make breast. That is the lobular cancer. And there are also other types of breast cancer that are less uncommon. A small number of cancers starts in other tissues in the breast. These cancers are called sarcomas and the lymphomas, and are not really thought of as breast cancer. That's the little I can say.
Sister Mariam for her
Mom
contribution.
Radio.
So I would like to just throw more light on what my sister has said. But before we delve into the breast cancer aspect of it, I would like us to just know what cancer itself is. And cancer, and from what I have here, it says cancer occurs as a result of mutations or abnormal changes in the genes responsible for regulating the growth of cells and keeping them healthy. So the genes in charge of, or in the genes that are there to make sure that the growth of cells are normal. Let me put it that way. The genes, there are genes in the system, and every gene has its particular role. So the genes that are in charge of seeing to it that the growth of cells are normal and the cells are healthy. When there is an abnormal change in these genes, that's when the cells tend to grow more instead of the normal cells being like replaced. As you grow, the cells are replaced by new ones. And the genes are those supposed to make sure that when the cells are old and the new ones are coming, the new ones are supposed to be in normal shape, or they are supposed to come in their normal numbers, not more than that. So the cells in our body replace themselves through the orderly process called cell growth. And healthy new cells take over as old ones die out. So as we age, the old cells will have to die out for the new ones to replace them. But with time, mutations can turn on. That's when some of the genes they start they start growing more, like they tend to multiply in number. So like certain genes turn on, and others, maybe those that are supposed to make the system healthy, will go off. Now new cells are multiplied, and the cells that are being multiplied are not good for the system. Then that changed cells gains the ability to keep dividing, so they keep dividing without control. So the genes that are supposed to minimize the division of these cells are not active again, thereby producing more cells just like it, and they form a tumor. So the tumor can be benign. This is where we know whether the cancer. So here, that's where they normally say that early detection is what is early detection saves lives. When the cancer starts coming, now cancer is an abnormality. But when it starts, when you study pathology, they'll tell you cancer starts in a benign form, then gets to the malignant. When it's in the benign form, it does not cause any harm to the body. But if it is left unchecked and it gets to the malignant state, that is when it becomes a problem. It becomes an issue for the body. So the malignant tumors or the benign tumors are not harmful to the body. So if you see any changes in your body, then you go to the hospital immediately. It could be that the cancer is in its benign state. So it can be removed so that it stops multiplying, or something will be put in place so that it doesn't continue to multiply or divide. But when it gets to the malignant tumor, that is when it becomes cancerous. And it when unchecked, these malignant cells eventually can spread beyond the original tumor to other parts of the body. So you might think it's just the breast, but when it's starting, it will start in the breast. Then before you realize, it's getting to other parts of the body. And what breast cancer itself is, it says breast cancer refers to a malignant tumor. So here we are not talking about benign again, because it has moved from the benign stage to the malignant stage, which is what cancerous, or which is not good. So breast cancer refers to a malignant tumor that has developed from cells in the breast. So particularly we have cervical cancer, we have prostate cancer. So when there's a growth of these tumor in the breast, that's when it's termed breast cancer. But when this malignant tumor grows in your cervix, we'll call it cervical cancer. If it grows in your prostate, it will be termed as prostate cancer. But here we are talking about breast cancer. So when a malignant tumor grows or develops from cells in the breast, that is when we term it as breast cancer. So my sister talked about where it normally starts. And so breast cancer usually starts or begins in the cells of the lobules. And the lobules are the milk producing glands, or they are ducts that pass the drain of milk from the lobules towards the nipples. So they are more of a pathway to the pathway of milk from the ducts to the nipple. Then less commonly, breast cancer can begin in the stromal tissue, which includes fatty and fibrous connective tissues of the breast. Over time, cancer cells can invade nearby healthy breast tissue. So when it starts in the lobules, with time it will spread to other parts of the breast. That's when you see the changes and make their way into the underarm lymph nodes. And the lymph nodes, they are in charge of they make sure that all things that gets into the system are filtered out, so that it doesn't get to other parts of the body. So if cancer cells gets into the lymph nodes, then the cancer will have access to other parts of the body. So if it starts, it will definitely get to other parts, but from the lobules, when they get the chance to get to the lymph nodes, that's when it will start spreading to other parts of the body. So my sister will continue from some of the stages of breast cancer, and we have various stages. Immediately your cell starts to divide. That's a stage. That's in the form of a benign stage, and that one is still a stage. It's just that when you detect it earlier, it won't get to the rest of the stages. So we have some of the stages here, or some of the stages in breast cancer.
Alright. The cancer is staged according to the size of tumor. I don't know how to put it. Like it is staged according to how the breast. According to how the tumor has grown. Yeah. That is how it is staged. Yes, okay. The tumor in the breast has grown, and whether it has spread to the lymph nodes or other parts of the body. And there are different ways of staging the breast cancer. One way is 0 to 4. It is staged from 0 to 4, but they may be broken down to smaller stages. And the 0 stage, known as the I and 9. The 0 stage. First one is that's the 0 stage. That's the ductal carcinoma. In the how do you call it? The ductal carcinoma. That's in the cells. The cells are limited to within a duct and have not invaded surrounding. This stage, as a tumor now, can I say breast no encourage duct nano. No say so a hun in tema, very fast. And the stage 1,
MAMGREENLAND.
At the beginning of this stage, the tumor is up to 2 centimeters across and it has not affected any lymph nodes. Stage 1 is a spread, but it doesn't do you can send time about me say a ginseng. And no say no so what the call why ginseng. Now BBC not the call doctor. To me show no mark here in tentem. And at stage 2, no, the tumor is 2 centimeters across and it has started to spread to nearby nodes. Stage 2 is very kind of serious kakra. Because at this stage, as a tumor now started spreading to other kind of nodes. Yes.
And you access to the lymph nodes.
The lymph nodes.
They say lymph nodes may be fine.
It do Husseina now I very dangerous. Now you move on to the stage 3. The tumor is up to 5 centimeters according to say do a chirpa, and it may have spread to some lymph nodes. As I say, no say do you do stage 4. The cancer has spread to distant organs, especially the bones, liver, brain or lungs. Let us say stage 4 they do. Let us say so utia yeah.
Nedo kwa.
Say do spread
important
aspects of your body, liver, making sure say niema begu system be cleansing brain stimulate ma oye niema enya brain nso na say
bibia ato
why is na say ayehu na hu na o betina se kran na bia enche na say ye be so ano na nya say ye be ye free ho completely. See, my sister casa for some of the stages. Our kind of stage 0. Ye true monocran or can say it starts from the lobes. And no, our lobes or the ducts.
Scientific terms be or how to mean chemu battery. Maybe no for nano ana nchemu ana emu no sir.
Breast na nkasa no ye wo lobes no. Some of them I say it was inside. And ye wo areola and ye round dark na e wo round dark na e wo no for nano. And na nipple na nkasa na ye say bia wa wo bad the way at the bia akra no betimi
afiri for free na e ho na ye nipple.
And no ye nipple.
And na baby e ho ye tuntum.
No ye areola.
Pasha.
And no ye areola.
Osha diagram no sir.
Na lobes are internal, they are within.
So Osha diagram so
Mama state every part.
Osha so baby a lobes no, baby a nipple, baby a areola, na baby a duct no so.
Okay.
So what you say?
Within the lobes, na one na a milk production site no. So a chassis or within the inner ducts, na be making sure say e be do breast milk no be sonia be do nipple na no say na be ya akra na be breastfeeding. E honom na yes and e honom na breast cancer na nkasa ye den e hya ase ti say honom no mu hu ne ntem na omutimi so anu say na be ya emedu other aspects no. Stage 1 no so can say stage 1 and they say it's somehow grown but it has not reached the nodes.
Yes.
Now lymph nodes, when we were talking about nodes, this is do nodes now. That's when the cancer gets access to other parts of the body. In the stage 1, but stage 2, no, and also no, do but near some of the nodes. And stage 3, stage 4, no, stage 3, no, they say I do nodes. They say I am kakra, and at stage 4, no, I try nodes no crab binya. The other parts of the body no. Inti my sister can make some kakra ya me wona me dia so but yen share some of the risk factors. Some factors in the be prone to getting getting breast cancer. The kind risk factor, say risk factor is anything that increases your risk of developing the breast cancer. And many of the most important risk factor for breast cancer are beyond control. Ebu o ha intimi control. Ebu also are intimi control. And for those that we can't control no, ebi ni age, unyine no, na ensisaya ba o system. Ti unyine o chances of getting breast cancer then high. And ye can family history obu o ha na busuani bi enya bi me wo bi ana me ne call community ma me wu breast cancer into ono no say every month no so ye ne breast examination na wo hu notes kakra bi kwa na wo hu lem wo hu lamp kakra bi wo na yin kwa na odimrika ase na ya aboni hu tem bi obekọ bi aye so ye normal but why say o hu say ne maame ni wu efa saa de no nso no you very careful and na obo on so I say history this thing medical history ebia earlier on wadi Kenya bi ene eso ano but because of the way the system ni si ne asasha ase bi mzo obo on ma wonya bi me aso ano but it keeps recurring and I say however no some of the risk can be controlled. I be weight umodua or chances of getting breast cancer are high. Physical activity we will be a one time exercise. Unyo mean kind of exercise they are prescribing is a prescribed but physical activity at least we engage in some of activities bia ma ohuna me den esisi ho so any alcohol consumption alcohol dem say ye ka condition bia ye bo alcohol na ye say ensa no mo de enye kra na say omo twem ka say being overweight is associated with increased risk of breast cancer especially for women after menopause. And here also fat tissues in the body is the main source of estrogen. Inti estrogen na nka eboama oba wutimi bu nsa no they have like mechanic saying their source is from fatty tissues but they say then when the ovaries stop producing the hormone having more fat tissue means having higher estrogen levels. They say nka estrogen at least ka betimi aboa when you na clear niam kakra but they say estrogen na